Hi everybody, I hope you're having a good week and that you're enjoying the lovely warm weather, and maybe you've been able to get out into the garden as well, which would be absolutely lovely. We've got 2 birthdays this month, and I bet Catherine can remember whose their birthdays are. So we've got Taylor's birthday this month and Jenny's birthday this month. So happy birthday to both of you, and I hope that you have had or have an awesome day. So let's get our singing voices on and sing happy birthday to Jen and Taylor. A happy birthday to you, a happy birthday to you. Every day of the year may you feel Jesus near. A happy birthday to you, a happy birthday to you, and the best one you've ever had. Happy birthday, Jen and Taylor. So while we're kind of in singing mode, let's sing our song. There is no one else like you, there's no one else like me. Each of us is special to God, that's the way it's meant to be. I'm special, you're special, we're special, don't you see? There is no one else like you, there's no one else like me. Black or white, short or tall, good or bad, God loves us all. Loud or quiet, fat or thin, each of us is special to Him. There is no one else like you, there's no one else like me. Each of us is special to God, that's the way it's meant to be. I'm special, you're special, we're special, don't you see? There is no one else like you, there's no one else like me. Black or white, short or tall, good or bad, God loves us all. Loud or quiet, fat or thin, each of us is special to Him. There is no one else like you, there's no one else like me. Each of us is special to God, that's the way it's meant to be. I'm special, you're special, we're special, don't you see? There is no one else like you, there's no one else like me. Well done, everybody. So this month we're talking about the story of Naomi and Ruth. Sadly, Naomi's husband had died, and not long afterwards her 2 sons died too. So Naomi, Ruth and Orpah packed their bags and headed off to Bethlehem, which was Naomi's hometown. On the way, Naomi turned to Ruth and Orpah and told them that they should go back to their families. Ruth and Orpah were sad and cried, but they refused to go back. Again, Naomi told them that they should go back to their families, and again they cried. This time, Orpah kissed Naomi on the cheek, said goodbye and went back to be with her families, but Ruth still refused. Naomi tried one last time to get Ruth to go back to her family, but Ruth told her, "Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God." So Ruth and Naomi set out together again for Bethlehem. When they got to Bethlehem, Ruth decided that since it was the barley harvest, that she would go out to the fields and collect the grains left behind by the harvesters. While she was there, a man named Boaz came up to her. He told her, "I know who you are, and I know how kind you've been to your mother-in-law. When you go to the fields to gather grain, make sure you only come to our fields. And if you're thirsty while you're gathering grain, you may take some water from our water jars." Ruth was amazed at Boaz's kindness, but it didn't end there. When it was mealtime, Boaz invited Ruth to join them for bread and wine vinegar to dip the bread in, and then also some roasted grains. When Ruth was full, she had some left over, and so that evening when she went home to Naomi, she took the leftover food along with the barley that she'd gathered, and told Naomi, everything that had happened. Now, Naomi told Ruth that Boaz was a family member. One day, Naomi came to Ruth and gave her some instructions. She told her to have a wash, put on some perfume, put on her best clothes and find Boaz. And she told Ruth what she needed to do when she found him. So Ruth went out and found Boaz. When Boaz had finished eating and drinking and fallen asleep, Ruth went over and lay down at his feet. In the middle of the night, Boaz awoke with a start and saw Ruth at his feet. Ruth told her their situation, and Boaz promised that he would help Ruth and Naomi. In the morning, before Ruth set out, Boaz gave Ruth some barley because he didn't want Ruth to go back to Naomi empty-handed. So Ruth took the barley back to Naomi. Naomi told Ruth that they now needed to wait. Meanwhile, Boaz met with the other family member. Now, back in those days, when somebody needed help, the closest family member that was responsible for helping would be the first person to do it, then the next closest. So Boaz went to the other family member and explained to the other family member that somebody needed to buy Naomi's fields and marry Ruth. Sadly, the other family member said they couldn't do it, so that meant that Boaz would promise to do it. Now, back in those days, like today, if we would agree to doing something and promise to do something, we might sign our name on a piece of paper. Back then, instead of signing your name on a piece of paper, one of the men that was part of the agreement would give their sandal to the other one. So since the other family member couldn't help Ruth and Naomi, Boaz agreed that he would buy Naomi's fields and marry Ruth. So the other family member gave Boaz his sandal as a sign of the promise. And Boaz went back to Ruth and Naomi and told them what would happen. And then, once Ruth and Boaz were married, they had a baby boy called Obed. And Naomi helped Ruth and Boaz look after Obed. So Ruth and Naomi had been loyal to each other and kind to each other. Naomi had given Ruth plenty of advice, and that advice meant that she was able to marry Boaz. In turn, Ruth had also made sure that Naomi had plenty of food and that she was taken care of, and Boaz made sure that Naomi was taken care of too. So it's important that we are loyal to each other and that we are kind to each other, because by being loyal and kind to each other, we're showing each other love. And the most important thing that the Bible teaches us is to love each other. This time, instead of a craft, Karen had a brilliant idea. In your garden, or if you go on an exercise walk each day, see how many different types of grass heads you can find. Like Ruth went around the field gathering all the barley that people had left behind. See how many different types of grass you can get and tie them all together. And then you can tie it with a ribbon, you can tie it with string, you can tie it with whatever you want. And then you have a reminder that you can keep in your room of the story of Ruth. So thanks for watching. I still miss you all. I know I'm not the only one. I know we all miss each other. I hope we'll get to see each other again soon. And thanks for watching. Bye.